This is a filter. Its job is to keep my water clean. If this clogs up, my water doesn't work. This is a filter. It keeps the lint out of my dryer. If it clogs up, my house could catch on fire. I actually dropped an envelope down in my dryer getting this out and had to take it apart. This is a filter. Its job is to keep bad things out of your engine. This is a filter, and its job is to keep bad things out of my heat and air unit. In your HVAC system, clean air is sucked in through your return vent and blown over a coil.
And that's connected to the outdoor coil, which is called the condensing coil.
And tied together by refrigerant lines. Then, the refrigerant enters the evaporated coil, it evaporates into a gas and becomes less dense, therefore, it becomes cooler, and as it evaporates, it is able to absorb heat and carries it outside. This result, the air around the coil is cool and blown into your home.
But what if you don't even use the filter? What if you just let anything and everything come into your HVAC unit? Well, one, you're gonna get dirty coils. Because dirt and dust is going to collect on those coils that evaporate and condense and does its cooling magic, and then it's not going to be as efficient because it's going to be dirty. Number two, you're going to have reduced airflow, because if you don't have enough warm air flowing over your coil, then it's going to freeze. And so that's important because as you have the stuff that collects in your vents and your ducts, then you're not going to have as much air flowing. And number three, you're going to have a dirty fan. Now the fan is what powers the circulation of the air that blows the cool air through your vents. And if that thing gets clogged up with dust and dirt, one, it's going to be less efficient, but two, it could cause failure. Let's break for commercials. This portion of today's programming is brought to you by Nixon's Heating and Air, with a AAA rating from the Better Business Bureau, 5-star rating on Yelp, and a 5.0 rating on Facebook reviews. It's no wonder that people of Central Virginia have relied on the Nixons for all their heating and air needs for generations. You might even hear a little bit of George Jones. Just remember, if it needs fixing, call Nixon at 540-854-6188. Let me show you one of the most important filters that you will ever have. You're probably using them right now. It's your eyes. They don't work like an HVAC filter, although you can get dust in your eyes, but you use these to allow clean or dirty things into your heart. And you make choices every single day on what you let in these bad boys. We have two verses coming out of Matthew this week. First is in Matthew chapter 5, verses 28 and 29. It says, "But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell." Well, three things I want you guys to take away. The first and second one come from this verse right here, and that is sin can enter our hearts through our eyes. Number two is it's a big deal. It's better for you to pluck your eye out and keep your heart pure than to allow this pattern of sin to come into your life. And number three, it comes from the second set of scriptures. It says, if you don't filter, then your whole body will become dirty. This comes from Matthew 6, verses 22 and 23. "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, or clean or whole, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?" So my question to you is, if sin can enter our hearts through our eyes, and that it's a big deal, you're better to pluck your eye out than for it to corrupt you, and that if it does corrupt you, then it doesn't just corrupt your eye, but it makes your whole body dark, then how well are we at using our eyes to filter out the crap? Have you trained yourself to look away when something comes by and you want to look? Do you just give in and feast your eyes on whatever's in front of you? Or have you trained your eyes to look away? Dirty eyes make dirty souls. But you may say, well, I've already let some stuff come in through those filters and it's starting to clog up a little bit in here. Well, there is good news that if we confess our sins, then He is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And that is 1 John 1:9. Check your filter. Thanks for joining me.